Welcome back, y'all, to the Real Frame Reviews. I'm Scott, and today we are reviewing Tully. Tully is written by Diablo Cody, directed by Jason Reitman, and for those of you who don't understand that pairing, go check out the film Juno. I believe it's around 2008 that came out, 2007, something like that, around that area. And they come back together and show us what happens when Charlize Theron is on the eve of having her third child in her 40s, not her third child in her 40s, but just her third child, and she's 40. And what happens when she needs some help because she is just not getting any rest. Her kids are driving her insane, and all this stuff, and she becomes this new person because of a night nanny named Tully. Anyways, Charlize Theron is the star of this movie, and it's about her it's an exploration into her psyche and what's going on with her, having kids, having to breastfeed, having to drive the kids around, having to listen to the young children's outbursts. One child, the middle child, is seemingly on the spectrum, but they like to call him quirky. He's all these sorts of things. Her brother is a big success, so that's sort of always kind of shining down on her. And her husband is a little detached. He works, but when he comes home, his free time is maybe helping the kids out with their homework. And then, bam, right when they're down for the count, he's over killing zombies and saving the world on video games. I really wanted to see this movie. I was so glad that this movie was in one of the two theaters it is around here, and I jumped at the bit, and I chomped at the bit? I don't know, whatever it is. I really rushed out to see this one because I had to see it after seeing the previews. I think Reitman and Diablo Cody, I think together again, is something that I really wanted to see because, like Juno snuck up on me, and I was hoping that Tully would become one of those sort of quiet successes, just like Juno did. And it doesn't. I guess it doesn't disappoint in that area. It is just basically about Charlize Theron's life as she goes through and taking care of the kids and after the newborn. But it gives you a different light at it. It's not she's rushing to the hospital to have the kid and then the kid's there and her family's around her, loving family. No, it's like you could just put the kid back in the bassinet and she's sitting there with this like blank look on her face like, oh my God, I hurt so bad. There's a scene where the nurse has to watch her pee because that's a thing. I don't know. I've never had a kid, and I'm not a woman, but that sounds horrific. And breastfeeding. Yeah. So there was a lot of scenes where I was thinking to myself, ooh, eek. I'm like crossing my legs, kind of turning away, holding my hand over my mouth, all sorts of different things because there were a lot of uncomfortable things that go on in this movie. For me, a guy who's never going to be able to birth a child, or at least not yet. You know, I don't know. Maybe they're working on something where guys can have kids out of their something or other. But either way, I love the way Jason Reitman shoots this film. I love how we start in from the beginning. The first thing you realize is just this amber color. It's sort of dark. It's the inside of Charlize Theron's house. It's dark. It's a little. It's got this amber color to it. It has certain feelings of just a cluttered mess, right? Dirty, not very big. It just looks like it's just not a very inviting place. And from that beginning, we sort of go on this journey as, Charlize Theron's brother wants to get her a gift of a night nanny, to help her out, and so she finally is at her wit's end, takes it, and then from there you get this really great relationship between Tully and Charlize Theron's character. I just watched this movie literally like 20 minutes ago, and I can't remember her name. Marlo. I knew it was something weird. Marlo, Charlize Theron's character, and Tully, who is played by Mackenzie Davis, who actually reminds me a lot of Robin Wright. The girl from, whatchamacallit, Princess Bride. She looks a lot like her. Anyways, but just the conversations that they have, the dialogue alone from Diablo Cody. I don't know if I should just say Diablo or Cody. If I'm going to shorten that, I'll just say Cody. So the dialogue that Cody gives in certain situations are actually really moving, and I love the way she makes scenes very awkward, and then the way that Reitman plays that and puts that on the screen, I think is actually really great. A lot of cool stuff. I do have some problems with the film. I'm not an expert. I don't know kids. Like, I don't have kids or anything like that. But there are certain things that happen in this film where, I don't know, I might be nitpicking. It's just something that was brought to my attention as I was watching, and I was kind of questioning, like, drinking at certain times. Like, her brother makes her a drink when she's pregnant, and I don't know what he actually puts in the thing, and she never takes a sip, but I'm just thinking to myself, why would you have that? What's the point of having, like, making this drink of alcohol? I don't know. It was pretty confusing. But then also I'm confused at a couple of other different situations. I really enjoyed this. There are some things in here that I can't give away because I want people to go and see this, that I had somewhat of an issue with. And I'm still thinking it out. I'm still working it out in my brain. It's still fresh. But look, if you like Jason Reitman, the guy did Up in the Air, like I said, Juno, he did Young Adults, films like that you enjoy, go and see this movie because he does a spectacular job. Very personal film. Very nice, tight close-ups, medium close-ups. He's getting right in there, and just so much love and nurturing going on in this. On top of the fact that this is really what parenthood is like at times, where you have a screaming kid and the other kid doesn't like that the other kid's screaming, so they're screaming, and then there's kicking in the back of the seat, and the kid is just so particular where to go. So there's a lot of problems, and there's a lot of problems in people's lives when they have kids, and this just is like, hey, this isn't a fairy tale, this is the way it is, but they also do shine a light on how great being a parent is. There's a really great scene, a really simple scene of Marlo and her kid just playing soccer in the backyard, and it's a simple shot. It really is. It's a nice wide shot, and you see everything. You see the house, you see the grass, you see the car in the garage, you see the bush here, and they're just playing. And to me, that was one scene that I really went back to. There's a couple other scenes that I actually loved. One scene with a mirror, that shot was gorgeous, and then there's another shot where there's like these pillars going across, and it's just cool. So I really enjoyed this movie. Go check it out if you have the chance to. It probably won't be around here very long, but I'm going to give Tully a 3 out of 4 stars. I think this one has a chance to shoot up in my rankings just like Juno did. I think it's going to become better with each viewing. So thanks a lot. I will be reviewing Bad Samaritan and Overboard coming up either this weekend or Monday. So from like now until maybe Wednesday, let's say. I got another couple reviews coming out. So thanks a lot. Like, subscribe, comment, all that shit. See ya. I said Bia, but I said see ya. I meant see ya.